What's going on? Joseph Robinson here. JRE in the house. JRE in the house. Let me see. Hopefully y'all can hear me. There is a echo. Let me know. Put one in the chat. If there's an echo, put a one in the chat. Can y'all hear me? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. What's up, Lisa? What up? Hope y'all doing all right tonight. What's going on? Give me a second while I'm setting some stuff up here. Should have been organized, but I'm not right now. So give me a second. Test, test, 1, 2, 3. If you already hear me clear, put a one in the chat. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Always got to double check just to make sure. If it's clear, put a one in the chat. Okay, we're good. All right. Luca Hollis, what's going on? What's up? Sounds okay? All right. Yeah, I just need to make sure we're good. Dogs, what's going on? What up? All right, all right. Welcome in. It is October 20th, 11 at night, 11 p.m. Soon to be the next day, and I can't wait to get into the next day because we got some business to tend to. Let me give a shout out, RD. What's up? RD's in the house. Mr. Price, what's up? It's been a long time. Been a long time. There we go. All right. So anyway, coming y'all tonight live, ready to talk about a few things. I'm not going to keep you too long. Again, if you hear me, if you hear like a echo or something like that, let me know. But I can't hear an echo on my end, so it seems like I'm good. So shout out to Facebook, my pages, Instagram, Twitch, Kick. What else is up there? Oh, Twitter. Finally, Twitter is picking them up. What's going on? Finally, 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 finally. All right. Give me a quick second while I get some stuff in order, and I'll be right back here in about a couple minutes. Man, yeah, we're gonna talk about that here in a second. We're gonna talk about that here in a second. Thank y'all for being patient. Thank you for being patient. Appreciate that. All right, all right. Let's see what's happening here. I'm hearing another echo. I don't like that echo. Face. Good morning. Or good. I would say good morning. It is morning for some people. Good afternoon. Good evening. Wherever you at in the world. What's up? All right. Today was a crazy, crazy, crazy day today. I am so serious. Looking at the market and how things were reacting today, there was AWS had issues with their servers or whatever, which caused a lot of confusion in the market today, and they couldn't fix the problem because it kept coming in, going out, going out. I know Robinhood users were complaining, Webull users were complaining. Like I think all services across the board, exchanges were having some problems with their servers. And so when you pass that problem on down to the community, guess what? We're having problems too. I mean, my first trade was way after 15 minutes. I waited, nothing wrong waiting, but I wanted to get in just a little bit before that 15-minute candle was formed, and which had me kind of question whether or not if I should continue trading for the day. Um, let me see if I can bring up the chart here. All this stuff out. Not too much on here. Make it basic. All right. So when the market opened up today, there was this huge spike. Not many people saw it, but right at 9:30 we had that huge spike, and the pre-market was at six. I think pre-market price was 660, 666, between 666 and 665, somewhere around there. But um, right between from 0930 to right around, I want to say 1000 hours or 1015, they were having issues with the server, and so we felt that. Like I wanted to take some trades. I was ready to get in, but guess what? That kept me being to be patient, right? The opportunities were there, especially early on. We were already out the gate. SPX and SPY, Tesla out the gate. Let me show you. Let me show you the Tesla chart here. Look at Tesla right here. Out the gate, booming. Same at 0930 had that really huge spike. And this is the 4-hour position. 1 hour. This is a 1 hour chart. You see, I drew some lines the other day. I'm not that big on drawing lines, but I tried to draw some, and they actually worked out for me. So anyway, Tesla out of the freaking gate, booming out of the gate, 0930 out of the gate. But then we kind of remained a little flat after that for a little bit. 45-minute chart. Let's go to the 30-minute. People were thinking that, hey, Tesla's going to take off for earnings, which is it's going to be Wednesday evening. We're going to know what's happening. Now, I'm definitely going to take a position. I'm going to take a position in Tesla. Now, I'm not sure how much of a position I'm going to take. I may take a couple contracts. All I know is there's going to be a lot of volatility, folks. A lot of it. Let me go to earnings whisper here. Give me a sec. All right, good. I think y'all can see that now. So Tesla opened up right, it's at 447 right now. You see the open was 443. So if you got in, you would have been able to capitalize on that mid-sized spike. It wasn't a big spike. It was a mid-sized spike. But when Tesla takes off, Tesla is gone. And you know what I'm saying? You're be able to collect that premium as it's going up. Excuse me. But yeah, Tesla was doing very well, and I suspect that Tesla is going to have it's going to beat earnings. Let me see what this article is saying real quick. I'm going to go ahead and read that article here. Tesla's price target to 350. Not sure why they have that. What's happening here? All these ads are popping up. Weird. All right. Tesla is one of the AI stocks in the spotlight. What is happening here? Let me close that. I don't know what's going on with that tab. Making it real funny. Let me open up a different one. Thank y'all for being patient. I appreciate it. When I'm trying to educate people, trying to talk about something that's going to help advance us to the next level, stuff want to act up. I got you. I know how to defeat that for sure. All right. So breaking through the market value of $100 billion, which we're still talking about, Tesla here. Its fate tied to Tesla. This company spans the two major industries of automobiles and robots. In 2025, there was a wave of shareholding reductions in A shares. The founder of Tuopu Group reduced his holdings by 900 million yuan. And why? Yet the stock price still hit an all-time newer high. Let's see what the other traders are saying about the stock. Options of pricing suggest traders expect Tesla stock to move or could move about 7% in either direction in the days after its third quarter earnings report on Wednesday afternoon. So that's what some people are saying, is that you either get in the day before or a couple days after, or a day or two after that, just because that's where you're going to have the volatility in the market. And those who got in early, who probably were putting bets on this, on their shares in the company, that they're going to go ahead and cash out most likely. So you just be careful and watch it. But I'm anticipating Tesla to definitely push ahead. Let me see if they got some information down here in terms of their vehicles. Tesla is scheduled to report third quarter results after the bell on Wednesday, and some traders are betting the electronic vehicle maker's stock will jump to its highest level since last December on the results. Now, let's go over here to the chart, and I want to see last December, what last December looked like. Give me a second. Yeah, I was gonna put that out there. Thank you. Let's look at December, November, October. Year to date. All right, I usually have the earnings tab here. Okay, so let me see the earnings revenue date, Wednesday, 29th of January. So right around the same time, period ending December the 24th, right before Christmas. So the report was standardized at 0.658, reported 0.73, and their estimated came in at 0.77. So the price was down negative 0.044 in terms of their revenue. The surprise on that was $1.5 billion at that time period. So if you look at the correlation there, Tesla actually dumped right after those earnings because it looks like they had missed it just in December. It looks like they just missed it by 0.04%. All right, and to me, this drop gave opportunity to everyone who was watching what Tesla was going to do. I think Tesla went all the way back down, all the way down to $212 from spike hit back in December, $484 back then. All right, and it went all the way down to January of, I'm sorry, let me go back. Where we at? Let me see the low. The low was April 9th, April 8th. We were down to that candle wick, went all the way down to $214. That would have been an awesome time to take some positions within Tesla, whether you're buying shares or whether you were buying options. And now a lot of people were probably going to be buying options during that time as well. If I would have seen that, I would have definitely taken a position and ride that train all the way up to, where we go, 470 is the high. Are we going to get back to that? I believe we get back to that. Let me go ahead and take you back to the chart. You're already there. Okay, good. So could we see this earnings report? Could we see that Tesla spikes up to 480, 470, 480? some people are calling for $500 Tesla within the next month or two. I believe that's bullish for sure. I don't see any reason why Tesla wouldn't hit that price point unless these earnings that are coming out just tanks, and all the big players will move out. And of course, with Elon Musk, I don't know if he's coming back or he stepped aside to take care of some other business. They're going to pay him a salary to do that. He's wealthy, definitely. I got the comment. Oh, yeah, you guys are welcome. I'm going to get into the AWS here in a little bit. So if you're looking at the price point of where Tesla is right now, last time we were at that price, let's see, that is, and if I'm wrong about something, make sure you post it in the chat and let me know if you have the actual information that I don't have a liberty to take a look at right now. The last time we were at this price point would have been back on September, October 1st. We were right there, $450 plus. Now we're approaching $457 from this last run up, from the run up today. Do I think we'll push past? It looks like we pushed past the VWAP, and we're headed up. Now I think 458 would be the next level. Let me go ahead and draw this here. Let's see. It just kind of helps me visualize. This is kind of wide, but it should be in a narrow state. I'll take that. Now, what can happen from that? So from that, once we get up to 450, where's that line at? 453, we may struggle a little bit. As you can see on October the 2nd, we took off to 470, and that was the high there. And then shortly after that, we came right on back down within a week, actually, 2 weeks, actually, we came down to that price point. So that tells me that if any event that Tesla does not make the earnings, which I believe they will surpass it, that tells me that we're going to have a nice little sell-off a lot faster than we would if Tesla meets the earnings, right? So if you look back here, I'm telling you, if you look back, that same pattern is going to take place from my perspective. Like I said, I think we're going to run all the way back up to 467 to fill that, right? 467, and then who knows where we're going to go from there. I'm betting 500. 470, I'm sorry, 470, you're right. Make sure I got that in here. Yeah, so we were right at 470, being 470.929, basically 471, right? I'm anticipating that Tesla just runs like crazy, and this would be a great opportunity for those who want to pick up some shares, right? If you're too scared to get into options, it's definitely going to be an opportunity for you to pick up some shares of that company, Tesla, right? Because Tesla, they're doing some things that's changing the world. So I would imagine by the next 5 to 10 years that we won't see anything less than 750 of Tesla valuation. You know what I'm saying? Their company. So if we can get all the way up there, I would put some leaps in at least 2 years out. Grab you one contract, one leap contract, and just hold on to it and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? So I think that I'll do one, and then I'll probably do a short-term contract, maybe a week or 2 weeks out. I want to catch that momentum, and that is okay. When the momentum starts and it's going, you want to be right there, not ahead of it, but you want to be right there where it starts. And that way you have enough room to exit if you need to, if you get some type of slight pullback. But with Tesla's always a good company to buy, just like Bitcoin. There's always Bitcoin. It's always good to buy Bitcoin. So, but with Tesla, always a good buy for them, for your pockets. Excuse me. Excuse me. Now, those of you who have been around for a while, you're getting up there in age, you want to put something away for your kids, right? Because when they get to your age, you're gone. You know, we all turn crust and we leave, right? Time to go. No, but your kids will need some shares of stock, period. So make sure you're investing for your kids too, where they can have something, you can leave a legacy behind once it's time for you to say, how do I say goodbye? All right, so we're done with that. Now, today earlier today, oh, no problem. AWS. I need to bring this up here because I know there's an article about it. I didn't look at it ahead of time. Forgive me for that. It was crazy. Let me see, make sure I get the stuff that's accurate. I don't want CNN, Tech Radar. I'll go with Tech Radar. See what they got to say. Massive Amazon outage. Nope, no thank you, excuse me. Takes down Venmo, Snapchat, Alexa, Reddit, and much of the internet. All the latest AWS updates are live. Could you imagine if we had a blackout all over the world? Remember back in the day, they said when Y2K, I think it was the year 2000 or something like that, Y2K, and they said that the internet was going to shut down, everything was going to shut down, that we would be without power, food, all that kind of stuff because someone was going to hack the system or whatever. That never happened. But what did happen a couple of years ago, I believe, last year, the year before, excuse me, they had an outage as well. Now, I don't think it was this big, but I know that we had an outage a year and a half, 2 years ago. If somebody remembers that, put the actual date in the chat for me, okay? All right, so a huge Amazon Web Services, AWS, outage has taken out multiple web services, including Alexa, Ring, Reddit, Snapchat, and Wordle, and many more. The issue started at around $2.40. I got stocks on mine. Around 2:40 a.m. Eastern time and 7:40 BST, when a large spike on the down detector showed reported problems with Amazon Web Services. And guess who's going to take that hit? Amazon. Let me go to Amazon real quick. I want to see if somebody sold off. Hold on. Let me double check. Amazon wasn't so amazing. Let's see. Y'all see that? All right. So let's go to the day chart, and we're going to see if anything significant took place with AWS. So this is Friday, October the 10th, 17th, and yesterday or today actually. I don't see much drawdown with that. I mean, Amazon looks like it's in a bearish swing right now, but it did pop up a little bit. So it went from 211 on up to 216. Hold on. At the high being 238. So maybe they'll feel it. Maybe they'll feel it after their earnings or whatever. But that was crazy. I do not like that at all. I know you guys don't either, especially if we're trying to trade. Sitting around and the Robinhood took away the sell button. Couldn't see, couldn't buy, couldn't sell. Basically couldn't do anything. So the exact cause of the issues isn't clear, but the Amazon Web Services dashboard showed an operational issue, right? Operational. In North Virginia, one of its biggest data centers, the AWS dashboard says engineers were immediately engaged and are actively working on both mitigating the issue, and the most recent post says it is continuing to apply mitigation steps for the problems. The knock-on effects are widespread with over 1,000 businesses impacts, including many banks. And you can follow all the rest of the stuff here. So that was crazy. Let me see if I can find some other information. If I can see anything else. So they said the AWS outage is still ongoing through the number of problems being reported are a small fraction of what they were at the peak this afternoon. The Down Detector site lists about 10% of the complaints currently that we saw at noon here East Coast. Some networks are saying or rely upon AWS services still seem impacted, including Netflix, PlayStation Network, and Twitch, and other services. Like the Ring doorbell and Venmo's payment system seem to have mostly recovered. This is ridiculous. We shouldn't have to put up with this. Now, I bet you some people are going to start striking behind this. And just think about all the people who lost money because they couldn't sell, or they couldn't buy anything because they wanted to buy some stocks or whatever. Think about all that, right? They cost the banks, they cost the retail traders a lot of money today. And I think we kind of felt it. On the other hand, it's came out a little profitable today. It wasn't too bad. Let me go ahead and show you here. Give me a second. All right. All right. So yesterday I managed to hit the goal and above it actually yesterday. Today, I'm sorry. But my goal was to, between $100 and $500, trying to stay consistent, as consistent as possible in this game. But as you know, we will take some losses, right? You're gonna take some losses and you're gonna take some gains. You're gonna be happy and you'll be sad. Happy, sad. All of your insides, you're just trying to figure out what happened to me, what just happened, or what good thing happened. So when you're trading, all those emotions and those feelings are gonna come up. Either if you're winning the trade, or if you're losing the trade, you're going to have some type of anxiety. If you're winning, maybe euphoria. You know what I'm saying? Your adrenaline's going to be pumping. But if we look past this because this is day one here. This is the day one. Day one goal 1083.00. I didn't anticipate getting that far, but when I seen that, I took advantage of it, of course. And I've already showed you some red green here yesterday. So we were green for the day, and it was supposed to be a little bit more than this number here. But with that AWS stuff, I don't know if they messed it up or what, but trying to recover that, they were unable to sell if they were in a bad position. I do not like getting trapped. This was a 45-minute trade yesterday, or excuse me, I keep saying yesterday, but today. It's a 45-minute trade. And again, if you want to remain consistent, you have to be consistent. You have to focus in on what you're looking at. Again, you're going to take some losses, right? So on the 17th, not a good day for me. 16th was not a good day. 15th, right here, good day. 14th, good day. 10th, good day. 9th, good day. 8th, not so good. 7th, good day. 6th, not so good. third, nope. Second, nope. And then the first. So I went backwards because I had to go back and look at what did I do wrong and what did I do right. Um, it's a learning curve. Excuse me. It's a, it's a learning curve for sure. All right. So let's mosey on over to Red Robin, young Robin Hood. So mosey on over to Robin Hood. So again, the goal was met, but not by too much, right? I did take a little bit of a drawdown when it came to those numbers. The only reason being was because the reason why that happened is because I overtraded, and I was supposed to be one and done. But guess what? I wasn't one and done. When I woke up in the afternoon, I came back and did see some opportunity, so I took advantage of that opportunity. But just like that meme with that guy, somebody was knocking on his door saying, "You stop trading, stop trading, stop trading, don't trade anymore." He closed the window, he closed the door, went and sat back down after his table, put his headphones on, started the trade. Guess what? Boom. That next 30 seconds, he didn't close the trade, he didn't stop, and lost all of his money, right? And things like that happen to people is because you want to win so bad, you want to win that you're willing to take another trade, that you're willing to, step outside of your comfort zone. But when it comes to trading, yeah, you want to take risk, but you have to understand what your risk management is. It's going to be different from the next person. It's going to be different from what I have. It's going to be different from the next person that you know. So um, understand that it's slow and steady, like the hare and the tortoise there, right? It's slow and it's steady. Because here's the thing: if you're going too fast all of the time, at some point you're going to end up crashing, right? That's just what happens. You're going to end up crashing. But you get better, you pick yourself back up, and you're going again. But guess what? Those steps where you crashed at, you have to. There's a lesson to be learned right there each time. There's a lesson to be learned. Even when you're winning, there is a lesson to be learned at that exact moment. So you have to figure out what that lesson is. And you may say, "Oh man, I keep losing. I keep losing. I don't know what's going on." But yes, you do know what's going on. You're either over trading, you're not, you don't have risk management or good risk management. You're letting the euphoria get to you because you won once, but now the euphoria it has kicked in. So you got this little mental high. I can do it again. If I can do this, I can go back and do it again. These are all things that I've gone through or may go through some as well continuously. That the psychological part of trading, it'll never be over per se. Like you're gonna have those feelings, and it feels really good when you win. But then when you lose some, you go into this, I don't know what to call it, but you're not feeling good, right? Because you just lost a little bit of money. Okay, so it will behoove you to understand that you need to be patient when you're going in here, and you don't have to jump at every single trade. All right, as you're going in. So the goal was met, 1 to 500. I did meet that, and then add an additional whatever on top of that, right? Whatever percentage that was. So the goal was met, and being consistent is the key to this challenge here. So tomorrow will be day 2. We're going to look at what's happening out there right now. Let me see if I can show you something here. I wish you guys could interact with me, like have a conversation or talk, ask questions. If you have some questions, put them in the chat. Let me see. I want to see. Oh, we already looked at Amazon. We already looked at Tesla. What else? Microsoft. No. Okay. Anyway, so those I trade Tesla. I trade SPX, SPY. Sparingly will I trade QQQ. Let's see what QQQ ended up at today. Let's go over there. QQQ. It's another index. When you're starting to look over your glasses like this, or you're doing this, you're getting old, right? All right. So if you look here, QQQ Man, QQQ had a nice day. QQQ had, in my opinion, QQQ had a nice day. All the high was 613, and the low of the day was 607, 148. So this is on the day chart. Let me go to 4 hour, 1 hour, 45 minutes. See this blue arrow right here? This comes from an indicator called the auto trend system, which when there is momentum on a stock, it'll produce a triangle here to tell you when you can get in. Now, you can't 100% rely upon that, but you can use it as a guide to show you which direction the market is going. There's so many indicators out there. When I logged in with 6 to 7, and then I added 10, and then I added 12. You don't need that many, maybe one, right? And then study a strategy. But this is a part of a strategy that I use when I'm gauging exactly what's happening to the market. So it kind of gives me a little bit of, I won't say forethought, but it gives you an edge in terms of where you're going to enter, how are you going to enter that, what's your stop loss, what's your take profit, right? And if you go into the 15-minute time frame here on QQQ, because I usually try to wait until after that 15 minutes to see where the candles are being formed. So you see that here, boom. That was today. So boom, it came off of that high. And again, this is 15 minutes. Every candle represents 15 minutes. And then to me, that wasn't bullish at all during that bull cycle. I mean that bear cycle, right there, until the end of the day. Let me fix this. So it ended up closing at 611. 611.49, 449. Yep, from 607 to 611. You could have banked off of that too. I didn't even look at QQQ today, but from 607 to 611, say it's not so. So off the open after that 15-minute candle formed, if you would have gone in maybe a couple of contracts and rode it all the way up till 612, you would have been doing good. Again, I didn't see, I didn't hear anything about it, but QQQ took off. So you would have made some big bucks here today, depending on how many contracts you purchased, right? So you have to be the one to determine how many contracts you're going to put out there you want. All right, who is next? Let me see. So that's QQQ. Let's take a look at SPY. And look, SPY has the pattern is similar to QQQ, right? Look, right here. Come on, see that pattern? Right there. Now let's go over to SPY. See that pattern? About the same. That's why you can't be worrying. Try not to worry so much when you're placing these trades, because sometimes you can end up messing up. You don't want to do that. But when you're doing your due diligence, you want to make sure you check all the indices. Make sure you check all the indices and see, what they're going at. What's their price point? Is it the same as QQQ? Is the same as SPY, SPX? If it's similar, you can base your strategy off of that, because one goes down, the other goes down as well. Fortune 500 companies that are underneath these indices, if they're making money, you're gonna make some too. But if they're like if these earnings don't come back good for Tesla, guess what? Tesla has a big share of the S&P, big share of the S&P. So if they start going backwards, guess what? SPY is going to feel that. You see what I'm saying? So you can't be chasing everything. Do not chase after. If you missed this here, I don't know if you can see that or not. See that? If you missed this initial 15-minute candle, you missed that. You had another opportunity to enter in right at the start of that wick, and you could have put your stop loss right underneath where you came in at. That's at least 60 cents or whatever, or 0.6 right there, 67306. So you definitely could have capitalized on that if you decided you wanted to get in on that trade. Look at the VWAP right here, just chilling. Boom, one touch, up, 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 another touch at 672, rejection, came up, came back down, consolidated, and then finally at the end of the day, 15 minutes, we had that bearish handle, that bullish candlestick, or bearish. So again, you got to watch these things, right? You got to watch them and see what's happening. If you step away from your computer too long, you might miss something. So that's why I behoove you, if you do have some running around to do and you are in these trades, make sure you set your stop loss in the event that you can't make it back to your computer or your phone or whatever. So that way you can be worry free of the market when you do that. I don't recommend doing it all the time, but definitely want to set your profit stops and your risk to reward ratio, looking at all of that when you're entering in these stocks here. And you guys are saying, why are you talking about the basics? Well, I have a lot of people that's streaming. We hear Jay. Okay, I have a lot of people that's they're investors, but they won't take big leaps in terms of putting a certain amount of money out there that's going to help them grow their portfolio. So you have to make sure that you do that. Okay. All right. So that was SPY. Let's go look at SPX, because SPX generally, if you can trade SPY, you can trade SPX, which is a lot more volatile. All right. See, look, that same pattern right here. That same pattern, they did the same thing on SPX. So it's basically just a mirror of SPY, right? Price point 6,735. Now, when these contracts move, folks, on SPX, because they usually move within, I want to say, average 15 to 25 points, or 20 to 35 or 30 points when at that price point. So, unless you're fumbling the ball, you can drop the ball. You can definitely make some money here off of these candles. When it comes to SPX, there's so much volatility there, open interest there, that it's going to push those premiums up, and you're going to be able to start making money. Or if you're going to put in some puts, same deal. If you see it crashing, boom, pick your entry. I usually enter in on the 5-minute, or I love doing the 15-minute as well. So the 5-minute, the weekly chart, or what else I like to get in under. I mean, that's my top 3 and how I enter my trades. Sometimes I'll go all in, but I don't need to be going all in. It's like you keep trying to go all in, you're not going to last too long in this game here, okay? So make sure that you are taking precaution to go slowly in. Maybe this is another thing you can do. You can start out with one contract, okay? Start with one contract in, let's say, $5 to $10 away from right there at the money for whatever stock you want to purchase on the options chain. And you can kind of gauge exactly where it's going based off of that entry that you took below that, or in the money, even out of the money too. But you can set your pivotal movement right there to see where it's going to go. And what I've noticed is, like, later on throughout the day, if I got into, or I want to get into a trade later on, look at the past and see what those contracts were worth, whether it be in the money or out of the money. If you notice, at the end of the day, the ones that aren't close to whatever price point, they go to zero. and that's within, I want to say, 5 to 10 points. On SPX, they go to zero on one side or the other. I had a guy who schooled me on trading SPX and SPY, and he basically told me that once you take a position in SPX, you can monitor SPY to see the direction, but once you start to see you're making money off of that entry, puts or calls, take it. You know why? Because when that momentum hits with SPX, SPY, or whatever other option, when that momentum hits and it's going in the wrong direction, your whole that's it. The bank is closed, right? Because if you're willing to take that risk, it's entirely up to you. But I would not recommend it unless you know exactly what you're doing and understand the volatility of SPX or these option chains, right? You have to do that. Now, I'm going to show you a tool that I use. Let me get this back to you really quick. I'm going to show you this tool that I use. So this is tradeviz.com. So this is where you can track. Excuse me. Hold on, let me get these comments out the way. Oh, appreciate y'all. This is where you can track your trades, of course, but you can look at what did you do wrong, right? Click on overview. It's going to give you an overview of your trades. You have the ability to write notes in there as well. If you have something to write down about your trade, you can create a trade day plan within this here. Basically, your day plans, your trade plan, your linked plan, unlinked plans. So basically, what moves that you decide to make on your next journey into the stock market. You can make custom dashboards, which puts information out there that you can go back and take a look and see if anything has either gone past your direction or forward. You're taking notes and you're able to go back and reread those notes and see the back test to see if that strategy worked. Okay, so equity curve here. That's going to show you, where your bottom line is and how much you've gained over the years or how much you've lost. You can take a look at that here. This is the equity curve versus the just regular dates under your account value. If you look at here, you can see exactly where it went wrong. Boom. That trade should have been out of that trade versus letting it sit thinking it's going to come back. Nope. Downtrend. That whole time. Look at that. Would you look at this? Look at this. Now, were there profits in the charts? Absolutely. But this is what you have to stay away from. And unless you're going to put puts in, that the thing is about to crash. Okay, buy some weekly puts or whatever. But this is what you want to stay away from. Okay, you don't want to be in the middle of your trade day. And I'll show you why in a second. Here we go. Trade table again is showing me exactly the longs, the shorts, what entries I took. Here's the calendar. Again, you guys seen that earlier today. Overall statistics of your trade. They break it down. Total account value, dividends, total dividends, last month's profit, last week's profit, last day's profit, last year profit. So you're going to you can download that information if you want to. Also, if you are you're in Robinhood or any other service, Webull, whatever, you can download your P&L. You can download your whole statement and upload it to TradesViz, and it's going to give you those analytics there. Okay, it's going to basically show you exactly where you entered the trade, how long you stayed in the trade. Did you add to the trade, or did you take have a stop loss, or did you decide that you're going to ride this thing all the way through? Either way, it's like a smart journal, going to tell you exactly what's happening with you in your trades. All right, let's see, profit and loss charts. Very accurate, right? Very accurate. Win rate charts, tag charts. I'm not too familiar with tag. And then of course symbol charts. But this is great. This is great information to take with you as you're beginning your trade journey. And those who've been in for a while, look, you can never get to the point to where you know it all. Why? Because there's always things that's changing, ever changing. This world is always changing. You may think you know it all, but you don't. And as soon as you think you know it all, guess what? It's gonna flip on you. You may be accurate. Some people said they knew that this top was, or that the sell-off was coming. How did you know that? Who told you? You got some inside information, or did Trump include you in on the tweet or whatever? No, no one knows that. Now you might be able to catch the first move, right? That first initial pullback or whatever. You may be able to catch that and decide you want to run it down 2 or 3 handles. You got to take profit. So you did that not by accident, but you weren't anticipating that was going to happen. You decided to enter in a trade because you've seen some opportunity there that you're going to get out shortly after that once you made your certain profit. But in this case, if you were in calls, you got robbed. You got robbed. And my condolences to your portfolio. But if you were in puts, hey, whatever they dropped, you picked it up, right? That's a good analogy. Anyway, so it's consistent. It's telling you, excuse me, it's showing you what's happening within the charts. SPX, QQQ, IWM, Tesla, the CRWV, PayPal, Google. These are your mags. Some of your mag 7s here. Meta, PLTR, right? So the more equipment that you have, where you can research your trades and see what's going on, what your profit was, what your loss was, and are you able to look and see what you actually did and get better, right? All right. So what's next here? So we covered Tesla, we covered SPX, basically SP. Oh, let's look at SPY really quick. I think SPY. I don't know. Somebody tell me what they see in this chart here. You think we have a continuation up past that all-time high? I mean, that high there at 672, or do we remain in the same spot that we did last week as we retraced back? Last week we're at Monday, 666, 7, and some change. Let me take a look back here. Let's see. You see that here? That's your target. If you're going to take a trade, your target comes from the left to right, and boom, so close, right? Really close. Will it go up right away? I don't think so. Is there potential there? I do believe that we're going to hit that price target of 673 within 20 to 30 cents fraction. And after that, where do we go? Let me show you something as well. Let's go here. Where is it? I don't want that one. I want option strat. So here's another tool you can add to your tool belt, folks, especially when you're dealing with these options here. This is called Option Strat. I've been a member with them for a while. Well, I think I'm still an affiliate, so I can drop you my link. You can go take a look at it. I think they give you a certain amount off too, percentage off, if you know somebody. So here, this is Option Strat once again, and it helps you to optimize your entries, your covered calls, your puts, your regular calls, your naked shorts, all that kind of stuff. It gives you information, analytics based off of, most likely it's probably like AI, but searching the web for the perfect stock to buy, the perfect entries, and it's giving you multiple. So you're going to see multiple potential entries within this thing. I think it runs through like 100 and something thousand trades to give you what it thinks, it's going to do. So let's look at here, 66. There we go, that's 66 again, 66 Charlie. You have a 41% chance. You're risking $621 for a return of $249.75, and that's a 40% return on your risk. Now, would I take that? Would I put in 621 in order to get 249 back? Probably not. But you got to think again, it does compound too. So this will not be the end all of what money you can make because it's going to be compounded. Here's a covered call. I don't mess with covered calls, but some people do because they want to collect the premium. You have cash secured puts. Basically, you sell one direction and then you sell and then you buy in another direction, whatever. But you still have to put some collateral up on that. Okay, we got to put some on that. Let's go bullish. Let's see if you're bullish. Oh, right here you can change the dates. So we just looked at the 21st. Let's go a week out. Let's go to 27. And let's say we're bearish on the 27th. You go here, then you can slide. That's which is going to show you your max chance or your max return. I'm always somewhere in the middle. If I decide to use this, throughout the day, I generally will go in the middle, so that way I can have that, that 50% return. If you look down here, 29%, chance $315 to your left, 668 put, and look what you can potentially get, 521% return on your money, $1,640 just based off of that. Now, it would have to push, and SPY generally was within that $5 range, $2 to $5 range. So you're basically betting on from here to here $2, right? But put a 668 put, would I do that? Potentially, sure would, but you have to retrace back a little bit. All right, bear call spread. I don't mess with bear call spreads. Bear put spreads. I do not mess with bear put spreads. But there's opportunity there. You can see your chance is 39%. You're only risking $386 on that. Your profit potentially $1,814.00 on that. So those are your bear put spreads and bear put calls. Excuse me, your bear call spreads. All right, and if you are semi-bearish, you can always click on it, come over here and look at the puts. Long put, 670 put. What's our price target right now? Where we're at 671. Now, I'm gonna tell you this. This play would be a good play, just based off of what I see, the price action that we're at. $376 to buy one contract there, which is gonna give you 100 shares that you have the right to purchase for that purchase price. But 670 put for $376. Now, would you risk that? Is that something that you would risk? I think, at this point, you have a 33% chance. I've gone in with 1.5% chance and have come out a little bit on top. Why? Because I sniped it. I sniped it early. I didn't wait all the way up until the contract was going to expire and you're not in the money or what have you. So you wouldn't have made anything. But I try to get out early as possible without sitting here all day. If I'm sitting here, that means I've missed a couple trades and I'm trying to get back. And one thing about trying to get back, you can never revenge trade. All right, so that's the 27. So this looks like a good play. So if I wanted to make this play here, I can hit open in builder. I can get open in builder, and it's going to basically give me the percentages of puts. It's going to show me like the theta decay. It's going to show me the gamma. And even right here, I'm going to do a call on that, switch to calls. So if you look here, here's your gamma. Here's where the open interest is. 686 call for what date is that? Oh, 28, which is a week from now. 686. I'm sorry, I said 666. Hold on, my glasses. Hold on. Okay, I got it. Okay, so you can move your little arrow back and forth here. Excuse me, and it's going to help you to make an informed decision where you want to get in at. So I'm eyeing this 686 or 87 call for October 28th. You can go out further than that if you want to, but there's nothing there right now. You can be sitting around just waiting for it to pop off and may never pop off. Okay, let's go to November the 14th. Let's see what it has for us there. All the way out here to 695 call by November 14th. I don't know. Maybe we can get close to that. Let me pull up a chart so we can take a look. What was it? 6 what? 695 call. Let's go take a look at 695 call. Excuse me. 695 call, November 14th, and we are looking at you don't want to work right now, huh? You don't want to work? There we go. Thank you. So let's go take a look here. You're still glitching. You're still glitching, aren't you? So I'm going to go take a look at the 695 call for November the 14th. Can y'all see it? Okay. Boom. I haven't been looking at the comments, so if you guys are talking, I can't see it or hear it. So we're looking at the 696. I got distracted again. 614. I just forgot it that quick. Well, y'all give me what was I doing? I got distracted just that quick. Anyway, let's come back. So if you have your contracts dated out to, let's say, a week to 2 weeks or even 3 weeks, you can stay in the trade longer. Why? Because of the fact that you believe that it's going to go one direction or the other, but you're able to capitalize on those movements. Even though theta decay and all that kind of stuff will kind of eat at your contracts, but it's at a slower pace. It's at a really slow pace. And the reason why it's so high for others is because when they sign up for 0DTE expiration date, meaning it expires the same day, so you definitely got to get in there and make your money, right? But if you date it out further, like a leap or what have you, you can definitely make some money that way as well. Probably your probability is a little bit higher when you decide you want to make some money. So let's go over here. So 671, current price right now is 671. I think we said 695. We'll take a look for November the 14th. Hold on, was it the 14th? Let me take a look. So I'll plug in November the 14th. Give me a second. So November, that's October. November the 14th. It's 24 days. 24 days. All right, let's see what it's looking like here. So November the 14th calls. And the 680 strike price has over 4,413 open interest. Meaning that, someone probably saved the watch list or even bought some shares, of course, and they're holding on to it. I think that's exactly what's happening here. And your price point, your strike price point is 680. So you can actually hold that trade for a while. Why? Because you have 24 days on it, and so you can afford to go through the ups and the downs, without any fear that you're going to lose your butt. I mean, unless let's say you bought at 680, unless this went all the way down to 520, 540, you're good. You'll be all right. You'll be all right at that price point. 4,413 volume 830, percentage change 23.82%, change 1.26%. So these calls are a little bit more safer when you are when you are in the money or out of the money. I'm sorry. When you're in the money, calls or puts, you're going to pay a pretty penny. That's why it pays to be patient. It pays to know what you're doing. It also pays to take your profit. Because if you're not taking your profit, guess what? Somebody else will. All right. Give me a second. Take a little intermission here. Take care of some business, and I'll be back. If you decide you guys want to hang in there with me, I appreciate it. All right, give me a second. Test, test. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. Hopefully I'm not putting y'all to sleep. I think it's a little bit delayed. That's fine. All right. I'll make sure that okay, you should be able to hear me. All right. So where are we at? So if you see what's in front of you right now, SPY, right? Earlier today, I think SPY opened up at 671, 671, 6. So 70 or 669. Let me go look at the chart. Let me see. No, you can go look at the chart. You utilize your resources, Joseph. Utilize your resources there, buddy. Utilize your resources there. Stop asking questions that you already know the answers to, big guy. All right. We opened 667. 667, 7, 8, 9, 71. So $4, a $4 move. $4 move from 667. But this is dated out 14 days, so you can definitely play this in the money card at 667, and I believe you would be okay. Even just taking a one contract. Now, again, your contracts are going to be a little bit more expensive. But that's fine. You have to determine how much you want to put in on these options here. Regardless if you didn't go that deep in the money, you're still going to pay unless you wait the whole day until uncertainty happens when the market does what it does. You can get those for $11.75, so which would cost you $1,175. Look at it that way. Okay, so right back here. I was going to say, so SPY wanted to surpass 672 in my opinion, but we were stuck in that 671, 670 range. And if you're a range trader, you could have definitely made some money right in that range. I'd say from 669 or 671, 670, 671 and 670. If you're in that range, you could have made some money at 671. 1.98% plus 2.07%. Asking price was $11.75 at the 671 strike price. Again, this is 24 days out. I'm going to take you back to October 21st. We're not there yet, but we will be. And look how much cheaper these contracts are. Same date, 71, 72, 73, $1.42. 92 cents, 56 cents. So if let's say you were bullish, right? You're like, I'm bullish on SPY. I think SPY is going to go higher. But you haven't really confirmed that. You went to your chart, you looked at it. I'm a numbers driven guy. I like to see numbers. So one thing I check is I'll check the chart, and if it hasn't happened yet, it hasn't happened. So we don't know the future. We can only anticipate that it may go in this direction. I'll give you a story once I'm finished here. Let's see. So 671. Now you have to make a decision here. What direction you want to go? What direction you want to go? Right. Once you choose that direction, boom. $1.42. So you're saying you believe $1.42 that this 672 strike price for $1.42 is going to move up, right? So let's say it did go to 673. Let me do the math on 1.42. Let's see, where we're at 1 point. So I would grab 4.42. 1.42. That would cost you, oh Lord, it's the wrong way. Limit order. So I want 100 shares, 100 contracts at 1.42. I probably wouldn't do 100 contracts on that. Probably not. Let me do 10. Let's be more realistic right now. So 1,420, and look, you're right at the money. You're right there, 870 or 671. 672 is your next target. And what are the chances of it hitting 672? Look right here. Look where my cursor is. You're not that far away from, being in the money on this contract. So guess what? If these contracts start pushing, right? Start pushing. Your take profit, your first take profit, a little bit should be right at the 6.7423 range, which is another $3 move on top of the $4 move we already had. So $7 move, right? If we're going there, okay? $7 move for 56 cents a contract. So let's say you bought. I go big. I like big numbers, and I cannot lie. Hold on. Okay, why are you not helping me? Wow, what's going on? Let me get out of it and go back. Okay. Long call, yes. Limit order, yes. So when you do your limit order, you choose your usually hit the bid. I mean, the bid. So I want 100 contracts, which would cost me 14,204. All you need is a small movement. You don't need a large movement, especially if you're putting that much contract, find that many contracts out there. That's all you would need. So 142, and that was for 100 contracts, 142, and the strike price is 672. I believe that's going to hit 672. So since I have that much belief, I'm willing to drop, whatever racks I can drop on that. But I'm going to come down though. I'm going to come down to earth real quick. Let me hit 25. 25 contracts. That's about 3,000. Let's go to, let me get a little bit more realistic. Okay, let's go to 10 contracts. Okay, 10 contracts is going to come to $1,420.42. Right? Say yay, yay. All right. So then what you want to do is you can either change the date or you can say good for the day. It's entirely up to you, but just know that it will expire at the end of the day unless you have a leaps position or you have a weekly position out. Then you pretty much you won't be able to continue in the park unless you're going to pay, right? So you need to get out, or if you're going to stay in, pay that money, right? Okay, so let's look at that. So review my order. I'm purchasing $1,420 worth, which is 10 contracts. Now, if these contracts move up just a fraction, this strike moves up just a fraction. Let me see here, 630.73, 674, 675. So I wouldn't push it past 674 unless we were extremely bullish. But if you pushed it to let's see, I'd say 673. So if you held on at 142, and you push to 673 then you're definitely in the money and you're already making profit. I don't know if you can see that. You're making money and you're making profit. Same thing. Okay, hold on. All right. So this is kind of like a gauge to help you understand. This can go to zero, boom, on your left. For puts, that can go to zero, or calls. So if you're in a call and you're headed up, you can definitely score big on that. Okay, if you're patient. 671, I would say I'd push it all the way to 673, or actually 675. 675 flat, and that's 10 contracts. So that would give me 1,674. Now, just to let y'all know, you can not manipulate, but you can play with these numbers here on that bar. Let's say you're the only one that's here, and you want to try to go a little bit further, make a little bit more money. You can definitely start playing with more longer dates and looking out for yourself in terms of spending the right amount of money on this stock or this option. Always going to give you a return. You want to get a quick return. All right. So basically, if it hits that money, bam, right there, boom, 764, 674, $1,000 right there, just because it went in the money. Okay. And that's, I mean, there's more to it, but I'm not going to continue going through that. I think you got the gist of it. So my thing is, if I'm going to be in this market, I need to buckle down and make that money. You have to be serious about it. Okay. Because this is no joke. You're dealing with your finances, and I know what rock bottom feels like. I was born into rock bottom, came out of rock bottom, well taken care of by my grandparents, my uncles, and now I'm doing it here. But I've personally been to the rock bottom a couple times, and it's not easy to deal with. But you have that perseverance, you have that drive. You know what I'm saying? That you can get up and move forward. Boom, go ahead and do that. So these contracts I believe would take off and 674, 82, 674, 24, 674, percentage is 0.25, so 672 or 670, which is giving you 464, 0, 561, 9, 1,000. If you bought that contract and you held to 674, you would get at least $1,000 at a minimum, and you can probably collect some other change from that as well. So it's not easy day trading. It's easier to swing trade than it is to day trade. If you're gonna swing trade out a couple of days or a couple of weeks, boom. If you're gonna do leaps out 6 months to a year, boom, you can make some money, right? All right, I think that's about it. It's 12:27. I got to get me some sleep. I know I'm going to be up here in a little bit again, but all I know is you guys better get ready for tomorrow because we coming. We are coming to meet you, market maker, and we're gonna snatch what we can snatch. I ain't playing around. I'm not playing around at all. I'm snatching it back, right? So when somebody steals something from you, you get so upset. You're like, Then think about it. You know what? They're in the market just like me, and it wasn't personal. They just let me know, hey, you're weak in that area. Better push your game up. Now I'm not going to do the same exact thing, but hey, you need to wait, push it up, you'll be good to go. All right. Anyway, I hope y'all have a good night. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat real quick. And I hope y'all could hear me too, because I don't know if I'm just talking and you can't hear me or what. So I've been talking the last 20 minutes. Let me take a look here. Almost 12:30. Yeah. I think I'll be getting up at around 4:30 or so. Get myself ready. Maybe hit the gym up. Maybe do a run. We'll see. All right. Again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Inbox me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you have questions about, working out, get back to me. If you have questions about the stock market, get back to me. Options, get back to me. Crypto, get back to me. I'm working on something right now. It's going to help people in terms of their cryptocurrency and some things. So stay tuned for that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That was a good class, I think. Yay, 1 hour and 33 minutes. Wow, I was talking for that long. 1 hour and 33 minutes. Wow. But I do have the gift of gab. So it's still going. What's it doing? 671. I tell you what, I'm going to watch this for a little bit. I want to see if I bought these contracts, whether or not what they're going to do. So I'm going to paper trade. You can paper trade too, right? Hypothetically. Okay, so hypotheticals. I want to get that 1,000 contracts. Sorry, 100 contracts. This is just a paper trade. So it would cost me is it 14? Yeah, it would cost me $14,200 on the 100 contracts, which is really not that bad, especially the return. So now, if I would have bought those contracts and it matured to, let's say, even 674, that'd be about $8,000 going up $2. Okay. High risk, high reward. Low risk, low reward. I'm not saying, sell your car, sell your house. I'm not saying any of that. But you can sacrifice something for the greater good. So that way you can receive. So understand that if you're self-taught, that's good. A lot of people need to read books. They need to do study. They need to do things over and over and over and over, repetition. And that's me. I have to do things over and over and over and over and over again in order for it to click in my mind. And once it clicked, I'm out. I got you. So anyway, These calls here, I picked up 100 at each contract, $1.42, and it's good for the day. So if it doesn't pop out the day, then I'll have to pick it back up tomorrow. And again, I'm going to watch this and see where it goes. I'm doing the math on it already. 674, 675, $18,000. That's not bad for IWM. All right, I was trying to wait to see if you guys had any questions, but I don't see anything. So okay, y'all, I really appreciate you. Thanks for coming out. At some point, I may be in a city near you, maybe teaching some classes. Who knows? But we'll see. If you have any questions about anything at all, anything, hit me up. And like business related, hit me up, and I'll help you with your account or whatever. All right. Now, I do not charge for the information I'm giving you now, but when I do classes, the breakout classes and all that, I will be charging. It could be $1, but most people will pay what they believe you are worth. If they believe you're worth $2 million, somebody's gonna pay it. If they believe you're worth $10, they're gonna pay it, right? Money is money, but it also shows you the value of the thing. So, all right. Any other questions? Man, y'all are quiet. No other questions? Okay. All righty. I'm going to be doing a little bit more homework here on these charts, charting them up. And we're going to see tomorrow. So good night. Good night, Christine. Lucaholics, good night. RD, good night. Dogs, good night. Facebook, good night. YouTube, good night. Twitch, good night. X, good night. We say AWS issues made me leave the market alone today. Yeah, you know what? I don't regret. I don't regret taking positions. I don't regret. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like getting in or even getting out. I don't regret that, even just based off of what happened, because I still needed to make some money, even though they were going through whatever. I still need to make some money. So I got in and got out, and I'm out of here. Too easy. So as you can see in my account, you can see that I love to go all in, but it doesn't always work out for me, right? I'm getting better though. That's why I'm back. I'm getting better. Anyway, better. How did Cardi B say it? I'm getting better or better, better. So I would recommend, ladies, if you want to, let me tell you, if you want to register for a class, I'll send out the information. Make sure you bring your spouse with you. I may do buy one ticket, get one free. I may do that. And gentlemen, bring your wives with you. Depending on where you're at, if you want to decide to do the class, I might just do a whole like 15 to 20 different locations around the state. So you'll all know when I'm on the road again. All right. Love, peace, and hair grease. I hope you all have a great night, and I will see you in the morning time. Peace.